Hey everybody, welcome to Loser Talk. This is the week 3 recap. When I last left you, I told you I had an 8-game parlay working, and I told you I would post that 8-game parlay. Here it is. These are the 8 games I bet on. And if you were paying attention to this show or the NFL over the weekend, you know that I won all 8 of those games. I parlayed $5 into $750. You could have did the same thing just by watching Loser Talk. Let's recap what happened over the week. Okay? Let me throw on my research glasses first of all and my gambling hat. And there we go. On Thursday, we had the Falcons 6.5-point favorites over the Buccaneers. The Falcons won that game 56-14. I had that in my parlay. The Redskins were 6.5-point underdogs to the Eagles. We knew the Eagles would win, but we knew the Redskins would cover. Had that one in my parlay. The Redskins covered that 34-37. New Orleans Saints, they were home in the Dome. We put this game in the parlay. They were 9.5-point favorites over the Vikings. They took care of business. The Colts were 6.5-point favorites over the Jaguars. The Jaguars don't match up well with the Colts. I put this in the parlay. And the Colts took care of business 44-17. The Texans were 2.5-point favorites over the Giants. I am 0-3. Messing with the Texans. I did not trust them. I didn't put it in the parlay. The Giants won the game 30-17. Texans don't cover. The Chargers, on the other hand, I told you they play everybody tough. I put them in my parlay. They were 2.5-point underdogs. They went into Buffalo, took care of business. They won 22-10. The Cowboys, 2.5-point favorites over the Rams. They started all down 21-0, came storming back, just enough to cover. They won 34-31. That team was in the parlay. The Ravens were half-point underdogs to the Browns. That line was moving too much. It ended up being the Ravens 2.5-point favorites. When I took it, they were half-point underdogs. I won on that one. I did not put this team in my parlay because the line was moving so much. But what I learned from this is the Browns are a team we need to pay closer attention to because they can help us win some money. They are playing really well and really tough. Next up, the Patriots, double-digit favorites over the Raiders. Now, I know better than to pick double-digit favorites. That is one of the rules we go by. And I broke it and I paid for it. The Raiders made sure the Patriots did not cover that 14.5. So that was a loss for us. Next up, we had the Lions with 2.5-point favorites over the Packers. For some reason, I went with the Packers with +2. Just because they have been dominating the Lions for so long, I didn't know if the Lions were really ready to put together a win against the Packers. They did it. I got off that game. I switched myself right into a loss. But I took it off my parlay, didn't use it. Okay, we have the Cardinals, 2.5-point underdogs to the 49ers. They were a home underdog in the division. That's a rule I never break. And I stuck with it. Cardinals won. So the Seahawks were the last team in the parlay, and the Seahawks were 4.5-point favorites over the Broncos. The Seahawks had me worried. They took the game into overtime, but they still pulled it out. They won 26-20. Next up, the Dolphins. They were 4.5-point favorites over the Chiefs. The Chiefs surprised me. This is the one game that was a total shock to me. So the Dolphins, they lost that game 34-15. That was a loss for us. Now the Panthers, they fell apart. That special teams defense fell apart on them. Special team and defense kind of wrapped up together. They gave up 2 special team touchdowns. And once Jonathan Stewart got hurt, that's their running game out the window. The Panthers are not a diverse enough team to win in more than one way. So that was a loss to the Steelers. And then I had the Jets, 1.5-point favorites over the Bears. That was a loss for us. The Bears are another team we need to pay closer attention to because they are finding ways to win on the road as underdogs. That's just a good sign for any football team. So the Bears might be a little better than I give them credit for. Okay, let's do this Thursday night game. We got the Redskins, 3.5-point favorites over the Giants. The Redskins are home. The Redskins, in their 2 losses, they're 1-2. In their 2 losses, they've given up a special teams touchdown. Now, special teams usually play better at home, barring the Panthers fiasco last night. So I'm going to go with the Redskins to cover as 3.5-point favorites over the Giants. This will be in this week's 18 parlay. And catch me on Friday when we release the predictions for week 4. Thanks a lot for watching Loser Talk. My name is Anton Schufert, and I hope you out there making some money too.